All right, we'll see if this thing goes live. Look at that. Make sure we have audio in a second. Make sure I inhale my coffee or tea.
I think we have audio.
Yes.
We do.
We have audio?
We do.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Let me just double check again. Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
All right. Well, hello. If you're wondering why you can't get your hands on any UniFi cameras, it's because we have them all here. But good news, we are giving away all of these boxes.
Yes. You can come have a box.
So, the first 12 people to show up at our place get a free UniFi box.
Yes. Oh, man. So, that's been our entertainment here.
It is true, though, if you're trying to get your hands on UniFi cameras, they're hard to find right now.
Yeah, someone called trying to buy, they seen our video and actually just wanted to buy everything we had. And we're like, we've already installed these.
Yeah,
like
sorry.
we've installed like 70 cameras this week. So
Very
far,
first comment, WTF.
I think I kind of want to run a giveaway or something coming up because of we're getting close. We're probably a couple weeks away from 25,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I will want to do a giveaway soon. We're excited about that. I'm not sure how to do giveaways. That's my thing. I don't know. I mean, I'll give people Amazon gift cards or something because I don't know.
Tom doesn't like to give anything away.
No, I always give money. I always give money to people, and that's because I never know to buy anybody anything. And no one knows what to buy me because I just buy anything I want as I want it. And I don't want many things. And what I do want is related to business, so everything I buy is a business expense.
Yeah.
So
I'm perfectly fine with people giving me money. That is all good.
Yeah, it's just easier. Just do, yeah. International one. I don't know if we can do internet, how that works. That's part of the problem. Because it's an international audience, there is immediately issues with giving things away internationally. I know that's why some of the other people don't do international giveaways because whatever. Oh, you can put our address in the comments. I will actually put them in there.
What's up, the Alpha Nerd?
Yes. Office is at 14140. How do you spell Pennsylvania?
With a P and a couple of N's.
Yeah.
PNNSYLVIA.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. South. Hold on, I'm almost done typing.
Gate.
Yes.
14140 Pennsylvania Road, Southgate, Michigan, 48195.
Oh, you shouldn't put his address. I was like, oh. Yeah. I didn't read that.
Nah,
right.
go ahead. Put your address in there.
What's your address? I don't know what the people will send you. We've talked about that before. So, I'll take another drink, try not to choke, and we'll jump right into it. I think I had it done last week, maybe not. But the Things We Love page is even more up to date than it was before, so check it out on our website. That is going to be, it should be in the description below because we set some default descriptions up. I took my time. You know, after 500 and some odd videos, I'm getting this a little bit better. Just a little. We broke over 500 videos that we have on a channel, and I apparently inadvertently discovered a bug in pfSense. I didn't even know it was a bug. I just said don't do it because it does the thing, and it doesn't do a thing I think it should do. And it turns out when I tweeted it, the pfSense people were like, you found a bug and we fixed it. I'm like, awesome. So,
of course.
yeah.
It won't let me paste it.
Oh, won't you paste it?
It won't let me paste an address.
No, it won't let you paste an
Yeah,
address.
I
Just check out our website.
I always forget that.
LawrenceSystems.com. Check out the things.
It's in the description. I confirmed
It's in the description. We have some more. We just aren't done with the partner sites. We actually have a handful more that we're going to be adding to the partner sites. So that's definitely a thing. So that'll get on there. We will be doing, we're working on like a couple more affiliate deals. We're careful because I don't like everything. Hence, just because there's an affiliate offer, I don't put it on there. And this is actually something I always want to be upfront with our channel. Someone asked about, someone made some snide comment of, well, it would be nice to know that this was a sponsored post. And I said, well, it wasn't, so I'm not sure what made you think it was. And I've gotten it a couple times, and I guess people just assume because I like pfSense that they're paying me to do the videos, or I like FreeNAS, TrueNAS, they're paying me. I have not received any money from them. Now, with TrueNAS, they let us borrow. I did not get to keep the product to do the demonstrations on it, which was great. That being said, that's it. that's all that happened. So there's not really, we even said that in the beginning of the video. Well, they lent us this. Volta sent us some things. And as a matter of fact, we actually paid for all the extra Volta stuff. We're going to do a video real soon on, like a follow-up video for the Volta charger, because we like it. They did mail us one for free, and I said that in the video when me and Marvin tested them. So I'm always very, very clear on that, because I don't want to ever be biased towards a product or anything like that. I always like to be very upfront about that. So, is pfSense a next generation firewall? Yes. pfSense is a next generation firewall.
Was it free? Who was it that just like they called us because they're like, you did a video or something, and people are asking us about it, and
Oh no, yeah, well, that was a confused salesperson
Yeah.
or something. They were kind of it was a salesperson for another product. It was just kind of funny because they really liked our video and they're like, "Did we pay to do that?" I'm like, "No." I'll leave them anonymous.
yeah.
Because another part of their team understands what was going on.
That was pretty good. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were like, we heard you did a video.
Yes. And I can't remember. If we addressed this last week. I didn't. Someone got angry at us, specifically angry. Maybe did I bring up the guy that was mad because we wouldn't just give free support? Yeah, I did.
A couple of times.
Yeah.
It's happened a lot.
It's happening more and more, and I don't know. We changed our contact form to be a little bit more clear, just so people know it's not free. You can hire us. I made sure I put the words "hire us" in there, so you understand that you have to hire us to set up your firewall. I won't just remote in on my free time and set up your firewall for you. I mean,
Because Tom has no free time.
look, I'm really obsessive, and I love doing what I do, but I actually... Do you know how much I just spent at the grocery store before I got here to feed my children?
Wait, your
real.
children, your children, or your children that work here?
Yes. Yes.
Both.
So my kids call my employees my other children, and but I feed all of them. So I buy food for here, and I did. I went to Kroger's, and we got food for everyone. That's actually one of the company policies, if you didn't know about here at Lawrence Systems, is I've always had it where we buy food. So
Yeah.
there's always food
Yeah.
here to eat, and all the food is anything anyone's welcome to eat. That's always been our policy. So
I weighed
that's,
$120 when I started working here. That's what happens. Ooh, hey.
Ooh,
thanks
all
for
right.
the $10, Andrew Camero.
You want HA and load balancing. I don't think the UniFi will support HA. I think you have to look into the Edge system for that. That is one of the differences between a UniFi and Edge system, some of those more advanced features. So I don't think... Now, you can, if you had a pfSense at the head, you can do HA failovers and load balancing between pfSense and a support CARP, so you can do it with that, but you can't do it that I know of, and maybe I'm wrong. I don't see any way to do it in a UniFi's world. I haven't come across any options for it.
What exactly is HA? Tom?
High availability, for those of you that don't know what that is. So high availability, as in if one device fails, immediately failing over to the other. Great enterprise feature. Now, in a more macro sense, something you can do, so CARP with pfSense, so do you lose the WAN green? Yeah, you would lose the WAN green bubble. Sorry. That's something I have talked about before, and maybe I'll do another video of like our general deployment. We have times when we deploy a UniFi top to bottom with the network, and I have a video I'm working on called UniFi for MSPs to kind of understand why we like the UniFi so much and why it's a great system to manage. That being said, there are things that UniFi just doesn't do as well. And one of them, for example, is going to be like the way traffic shaping works, or if you watched the video I posted just before this one, tools for troubleshooting pfSense. You'll find that pfSense just has an absolute Swiss Army knife of amazing tools built right into it for network troubleshooting, diagnosis, and solving really crazy problems. Hence, anytime we have a larger network, we always just go with pfSense. And some people are really impressed. I've even have a couple ISPs that have talked to me, because they have really nice, I mean, they've got the really high-end, enterprise level stuff, and they're using pfSense slowly. One guy I talked to in California was slowly migrating more of his network over to it, because as much as he spent on this other stuff, he goes, it's not doing what these pfSense boxes are doing. So he actually started buying some servers and throwing 10 gigabit cards because of the rate he needs to network, and he's like, this can do things that my licenses are up for, and he goes, it's for less money and it does more. So yeah, pfSense is just one of those things that's why I like it. and that's kind of why we keep sticking with it as a deployment. But for the small offices, like a 5-person office, generally there's not a network troubleshooting issue that they have with 5 or 6 people in the office that requires it. The network that we're building for another client that's got 4 VLANs and traffic shaping and routing and gigabit connections and a dozen Wi-Fis with VLANs on the Wi-Fis for different sections and everything else. It's like it's a spider web of complexity. pfSense just makes that easy for me, and if I had to troubleshoot any one or even prioritize each one of the VLANs for queuing, guest network being at the lowest, of course, we can do that. And do it with ease. It's not hard to do.
pfSense just says, hold my beer.
Yeah.
I got this.
So, let's see what else I saw pfSense on a Gator Protect GPA 75. I always go with the Netgate pfSense appliances when it comes to businesses. So it's one of those things. It's a great tool. It's the 10 gig switch. When would you get and why? The UniFi, I may review it at some point, but I think they have a 10 gig core switch that they make now. So I think they do is the Edge one. We haven't installed any. I won't lie. We don't have any clients that have a whole 10 gig backplane to connect everything to. So we haven't really got there.
While you drink, in case you missed it, somebody was pointing out that they had to edit something from your wiki vote. Yeah, your wiki.
What was wrong?
Was using the wrong device.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Well, the problem is I don't know what I have it set to ETH0. If you switch that over to whatever device you have, it's going to be something different. So if you're using the same VM as me, you'll get the same network interface as me. If you use a different hypervisor, the hypervisors all install different interfaces. Therefore, that's going to happen. So that's actually something I guess I should say you need to customize the network to match yours. Maybe I'll add that to my write-up on there. It's one of those things though. I don't know how. At some point, if you're messing with VMs, I kind of assume that should be something you know how to do. Maybe I'm over-assuming. I don't know. I'm not trying to be like elitist or anything, but yeah, that's.
Tom's like, well, if you're not as smart as me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're downloading a VM and playing with it, you may have to customize the network interface to match your VM. Now, maybe if someone smarter than me said, this is the way you set up all the VMs, and no matter which one they do, when you export this file, it sets up the networking automatically. Thank you, and that would be very helpful. I'm not that guy that knows how to do that. I've always, when I get VMs even from other people, which isn't very often, but when I do, I customize the network interface to go with the system that it's going into. I set it to DHCP, so yeah, I have it at ETH0. It should work.
Somebody wants to know how they can get some LTS stickers. What's the status on our swag store?
We are working on a swag store. If Tim is watching, I'm working on it, Tim. Tim's gonna set that up for us. We had a meeting. I said yes, but then I have to get him all the graphics and everything, and that's kind of where the processes break. Speaking of processes breaking, let's talk about that real quick. This is something that a lot of people over concentrate on when they're setting up a business, and they think about it. They think about the technical side or this or that. Those are important aspects. Make sure you can do the thing you say you're going to claim to do. Fake it till you make it. That's that cool business slogan. You'll hear people like Richard Branson saying, I think that's the most horrible idea ever with IT. And I think that's exactly how some of these absolute disaster ITs start. Well, I just thought I could do it, so I just told them I could. And then, I'm standing here with network cables everywhere, and their systems are pwned, and I'm like, yeah, fake it till you make it.
I figured there'd be a YouTube video I could use to figure it out.
Yeah, you're probably going to end up a YouTube video for one of our cleanup episodes.
Yay!
Yeah. Oh, man. So we will, we are going to work on the Alpha Nerd. We'll get you some stickers. We're actually working on a swag store to have shirt stickers, and we're going to have some slogans. We've been drawing up some fun stuff to put it all together. So, but the part I want to get to about business is it's all about process. When it really comes down to, and it took me even a long time to understand this myself, and I've been in business for 15 years. I used to work for Irwin. That was one of my first jobs. Irwin couldn't turn on a computer. But Irwin always said, that's why I hired you. That was always the kind of thing he said. Matter of fact, he had a fairly successful computer business in the 90s, because I worked there in 1994, so my first computer jobs. And I didn't understand how a guy who doesn't know barely what a computer is, nor had one on his desk even or in his office, there was just lots of pictures of horses and his yacht in there. So I remember Irwin. We didn't get along real well in my first job. But it was understanding much later in life that the processes is so important. And so what we try to do all the time, or you should be doing if you're a business owner, think about it, is making sure all of your processes are in line to make sure they're repeatable. If you're a one-man band, it's very different because you can keep them in your head, but that is also going to be a wall to any growth you may want to have for your company. Because people said, Tom, how do you hire someone? How do you get to that next step? Process. You can't just say, we'll go do it if they don't know or have a script to follow. And this is a great example. The other day, in passing, because someone who knows me on Facebook, they said, we'd like to do your managed services thing. They'd seen me talking about it and posting indirectly about it. They said, you fix computers. I mentioned that we do managed services. I handed it off to my guys, and I didn't think anything else of it. I did not follow up. I assume they did. And they did. Not only that, I looked, I'm like, what's that company in there? Oh, the new one on the dashboard. Oh, that's that person yeah. So, and that is process, though. That means the system is working. And this has actually been going on for a while. There's a lot of customers. I mean, the number of clients that we have, the only way you can get to that number is not by just being me here, for one. You can't get to this growth level. The second part is you can't get there if you don't have process in place, because the process involves me every time. Then if I'm not available to do it, that customer wouldn't have gotten onboarded. So we've got all of our steps in place, flow. And I've talked about this, like how we do invoicing and how we do everything else. And it's just, it's crazy how much process you have to write. But that's an important aspect of a business, is making sure all of that. So,
So much truth.
That's something to really just consideration there. So a lot of you for asking me some of the business advice, things like that, I'm going to add that on there. That's why I put some almost imposition, UniFi, pfSense, malicious compliance. I'm probably maybe will add to the title business process in there.
Yeah, it's the tedious part, but you have to do it.
It's a tedious part, but kind of documenting that. And this is also like how we order parts, how we get jobs done. You have to establish workflows. A lot of times we do spreadsheets. Some people overthink it, and they're always looking for the magic software that will solve all their problems and give them that single pane of glass. Like every sales guy wants to tell you, this magical software will tie everything together and give you the single pane of glass view that your company needs to make things accomplished. And you're like, yeah, awesome. There's always some CEO going, that is what my guys need. It doesn't really matter if there's not a process attached to it. That's more important than the single pane of glass. We literally manage large-scale projects with a few spreadsheets. It's really not as hard as people want to make it out to be. And as long as things get ordered. Now, where we do and have exceptions is going to be when we do one-off type stuff. That's always really hard, and sometimes those are things that roll up to me. We've had one of those. We're installing speakers at a place, so that's a lot of one-off stuff that's going on because we usually don't install speakers.
Right.
So the process was a little bit more because you couldn't get the parts from our usual vendors. We can't get, we buy a lot of it from Amazon. I'm just gonna be straight up with you guys.
But then we couldn't get all the parts from one because we needed something like 14 sets of speakers, and we couldn't get all of them from one vendor. We had to split the order between many vendors, and they arrived from the one but not the other yet. And it was just a big, I don't want to say debacle, but when we do like the UniFi camera systems, we've done so many of those, we know exactly what we need to get. It's this many cameras, and if it's that many cameras, it's this big of an NVR, and if it's that big of then we know exactly what we need to do. It just flows right out. But yeah, these sort of like one-offs that pop up, you got to stop and think about it. It gets in the way.
Yeah, and I'll talk about VoIP because someone, Branson, do you offer VoIP to your clients, or why don't you? So I am, and this is how I've grown my business. Everything is, in some ways I seem haphazard, in other ways I'm very carefully planned. I won't do things I can't do or I don't think I can do well. I either can do them amazingly well, I know the product inside and out and can tell you everything about it, or I don't do it. And it has slowed my growth of my company, but it's always kept my confidence and kept our reputation. We have an amazing reputation between all of the clients. They all will that's why our referrals are so good. They will all say really wonderful things about us, and it's because we will just tell them, no, we can't do that. I have fired people who just want to say yes all the time. And anytime someone says yes, I will get in their crap here if they say yes to a client. They will say, I'm not sure. I will get back to you with an answer, or simply we don't do that. Sometimes when I hire new staff, sometimes they go, well, I thought I wanted to please the client, and I'm like, no, that is not how this works at all. We make sure we can do and deliver. So I've even worked for places where the sales guy over delivers, and they hand it to the tech team going, I sold them the world. Make it happen, guys.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you sold them impossibilities.
I would much rather under promise and over deliver.
Yeah.
That's a much better way to do it. That's how you make people happy.
It's also how when we give proposals to clients, there's much less hesitation because once we've developed a relationship with them, we're with a client now. They've been with us for several years. They're really happy. We told them, look, it's time for upgrades. They're just like, just take care of it. We'll just give us a quote and we'll approve it. Like they're not haggling us on any of it. The price went over. They sent us the deposit. Like there's like an hour delay from mail to there. Like, yeah, that's good. We just trust you. Just let us know the dates that the systems will get moved. Mm-hmm. And but you develop that trust by being really good at your product, not guessing around, things like that. And
being very open and honest about everything, which we are.
Yeah, this is a complicated job when it comes to doing IT. That being said, we'll come all the way over to VoIP. Now, we used ourselves as kind of a guinea pig. We're looking into start offering some VoIP service. Now, I really like RingCentral, but we have a lot of clients that it just isn't a good fit for. We have a lot of clients that even today RingCentral is a great fit for the features they offer and these small couple-person offices setups where they don't need a lot of phones. It works well. Once you start going and scaling upward, RingCentral doesn't fit as well because they want a license contract for every single phone. And we have a client that needs 25 phones and 4 phone lines. They just have phones everywhere. They never have more than 4 simultaneous calls.
Right.
So, we're figuring out that we moved ourselves over to FreePBX. So I'm going to release a video with me and Chris. I edited the audio a little bit, but it's kind of echoey. Because it didn't record right. But Chris over at Crosstalk Solutions, he's a FreePB expert. So I went right to him, and he's the person who helped us set all this up. So if you want to contract Chris, he's a great guy to hire for FreePBX work. The guy really, really knows his stuff. So you can't really get Chris for coaching, by the way. You got to pay him a whole lot of money if you want to coach him, but he will set up your FreePBX and you can contract him to get work done. So he's got that on there. You can check him out. If you type in FreePBX, actually Crosstalk Solutions comes up pretty much on top. Anyways, that being said, we moved over to FreePBX. We got way over there, got over to their system, and it seems to work really well. It's extremely flexible. Now, a few reasons about this, because someone threw 3CX in here, and there's a reason. I tried 3CX. 3CX is way prettier, way nicer interface than FreePBX. FreePBX does not have the best interface in terms of looks and things like that. I'll also bring up GrandStream. GrandStream's got an impressive set of tools. Check out Willie Howe's H5. He's got a bunch of videos on GrandStream. They're really impressive. But when it comes to features and flexibility, hands down, you're not going to beat the FreePBX system or Asterix, depending on which flavor you go with. But they're cousins. Open source with some commercial modules, but yeah, FreePBX, hands down, absolutely the most flexible phone system you can work with. Like all the fun things and the fun things we're doing with it inside of it here, and we're already setting up like secret buttons and things like that. We may even do some call-in prizes where we'll give you guys an offer code and you can punch it in to get another one. We have these ideas that we've been playing with this system a lot, and I'm amazed by it. It is really, really diverse. I had some problems with 3CX because I tried it local and I tried it remote, and I definitely had some issues because of the way it worked. It took some support to figure out because the way they mapped things, it's not as clean as I'd like because they have a tie-in for it. And I know people really like it because it's very pretty, but yeah, no, it doesn't. After I played with it for almost a week, I just decided, and then played with FreePBX, I ended up with FreePBX. It's a great system. And the way we're buying it, we're buying a wholesale, and we set up a wholesale account because this is part of our future planning with the SIP. So we're buying SIP separate, then we buy FreePBX, and we bought a couple of the commercial modules to make things easier to set up. Then we're looking at deploying this for our clients as a setup. So once you learn the system and kind of learn the flow of it, it's pretty impressive. But there is a lot to it. It's like anything. pfSense, some people say, well, pfSense is more complicated. Yeah, but it does everything. You want something really simple, go grab a D-Link, Best Buy $39.95 router.
Right.
It won't do the same things that you get there. So that's...
You'll connect, but
that's it. Yeah, you're not going to get a lot done. The malicious compliance we'll talk about, though. That's malicious compliance is billable. Yes. And this is something we're dealing with right now.
It should be billable at a higher rate. But
yeah. Oh, I know. So the board of directors for one of our clients, the president and the board, all agree on the project. The management involved, the people who the board of directors control, and they all report to the president. This is the sticky situation you have with the business. And let's just kind of give you a big perspective. So my employees are angry at the person for being maliciously compliant. And hey, happy Thursday, Chris, every crosstalk. So my employees are angry about the malicious compliance. And what happens is there's changes. Computers have to be moved and things like that. So the management's going, we need new computers and we need a better email system and we need this. But the act of change is difficult. So they find ways to throw monkey wrenches in your change. Like they have a lot of forwarded email addresses and things like that. So I needed kind of a list of where they forward outbound to because they don't have it in their current system. It's really confusing to get to. And they also told me a lot of them are invalid. And it was 87 forwards. And I said, look, put this in a spreadsheet. I do not have time to do that. So then I send those emails over to the board, and it goes back because the attitude problems that we get from the management. These are things you have to deal with, but you also have to have the perspective because you get aggravated and go, why don't they just fire that person? The other reason why is that person, from how we interact with them on the technology side, is one thing. The people that they report to and that they manage, the job they do that does not involve technology, they're very, very good at, and have been there at the company for 15 years, and are actually very skilled at their job and would be a very hard person to replace. So, especially in this job market, actually, because I had to go to a board meeting at another place, one of the things they're doing is issuing even more raises just to keep the staff they have because they're having trouble hiring, so they have to offer more on hires, and before they could offer more on hires, they actually went and gave people raises. I mean, the economy is really good. Everybody's got a job right now, so they want to keep the people they keep because they know it's a kind of a buyer's market right now. If you want a job hop, this is a good time to do it right now. At least in America, we got really low unemployment. Yeah. Marvin's like, I could go work somewhere.
Yeah, where else would I go where they provide the food? It's good. You're gonna like the people you work with. I get to do this on Thursday afternoons.
Yeah, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, no, not bad at all. Not bad at all. This was the same person, right? That, of course, keeping the names. Whatever.
Sent me 129 emails about the website.
129 emails, but also one of those emails being a handwritten note that they hand wrote a note, scanned it, attached it to the email.
Yes. Just to make sure it's harder to search your emails for data. They don't use subjects ever.
Think about that for a second.
Yes. They don't like using subjects. This is part of the malicious compliance. Same person did this. They wrote down on the piece of paper, put it in a scanner, don't put a subject on an email, and just send me things. And then I have to then open and download PDFs and then read handwritten notes, of course, and they wrote it with pen, so it's not very,
Yeah, it explains why they didn't have time to do the other things, though, because they were spending time writing notes and scanning them.
They've made it their job to make our job difficult. Like, they have gone out of their way.
Well, hey.
I know they get in trouble with the boss for that when the boss is like, they did what? I showed them the pieces of paper we had to print out, and they're like, that's absurd. I was like, that is absurd.
Yeah.
The lengths people will go through not to get something done. I don't have any reason why. So
they just don't like the change.
People fight change sometimes.
They really
it's
do.
just so killer. It's so bad.
But
it is what it is. Man. So I was at the other job site the other day.
The big one?
The big one last night.
Oh, yeah. I think I know where you're going with this.
I did not have time to do a follow-up video because I was there and back. Things got scheduled. They wanted the internet now. That was, I don't know why. When we said fine, we were already there punching, but I'm the one that had to go out and configure the internet because I was the only one available at 8:30 at night to go configure it, and that's when we work at night. So went out there to configure the internet, and this is where it gets kind of stupid. We go there, and I'm like, "Where's my plugs? Where's the stuff that was plugged in?" And Corey's like, "I don't know." And then Corey looks around. "Yeah, ain't no plugs in here, boss." That's what he said. And I was like, "Well, all right."
Thank you for confirming.
Thank you for confirming. I tweeted the picture if you want to see. I'm like, "There's no electricity here on the wall." They had the temporary electricity there, which was supposed to be converted to permanent electricity, and they never converted it. Matter of fact, they removed all electricity in the IT room is now gone. So we had to run extension cords to get the internet up and running. And we made sure, we said, do not unplug these. This is now running the internet because they need to come in and configure things. We're just like, really? I'm here to set the internet up at 8 o'clock at night. Now there's no that. And I was kind of,
You know we're going to get a call that the internet is down, right?
Yeah, someone's going to trip over an extension cord that's running down the ways to plug in the internet, and it runs up and it goes all the way up. And if for those of you who didn't see the job, the bottom of the rack is 15 feet off the ground. So we had to get a series of 15-foot up extension cords, 15 feet down, and then go around and then down. So, yeah.
Big fun.
Big fun.
Big fun.
So yeah, those are always the fun things that are going on when you're doing these jobs.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I want to do more. I will do more filming there. They actually looked really awesome last night. I wish I would have stayed and take some pictures. Maybe if I got some time, I'll swing by there tonight or tomorrow. Whenever our guys are there next.
I think they're going to be there most of the weekend, at least tomorrow night, I think.
Yeah.
So
we'll stop by there and I'll do some more video and bring up with you guys.
they needed the internet up because they're installing a part of the place, which will make sense later when you see it.
Yes.
I don't want confidentiality and all that, but they're installing a piece that needed internet for this third-party piece to be configured. So
yeah, and I will, it's all those little things. Like I really want to do a lot more videos on site, but like we did a really big camera job for a company. We've done a couple of them lately, and I just have not had the time to go out there and do the videos because one of the downsides is I'm the guy doing the videos. I know a lot of people that follow some of my channel. They also follow a guy called Fiber Ninja, and he just puts a camera on himself and does those, which is great. I'm trying to work Corey doing that, and we'll just flat out say it. Corey has now forgot to hit record on about the last 3 times I gave him the camera to do a time lapse on the punch downs and things like that. That camera is elusive to him. I'm not gonna lie.
and he's so great at what he like the wiring and like he will punch down a
He's so good at it.
Yeah, I mean, and nothing flat, but hand him a camera and he's like, huh.
Yeah, it's just So anyways,
stay in your lane, I guess. Everybody has a lane.
Everyone has a lane. But this is the funniest part of what Corey did, and we found this absolutely hysterical. We gave him the camera to do a time lapse. He didn't turn it on for part of the time lapse. What he did do, though, was he turned it off, what he thought was off, and turned it on when he got in his car. So it filmed him driving around a lot. We were laughing. We're like, this is all just Corey driving. So when he thought he turned it off, he turned it on, and it just recorded the time lapse of driving around in the car. And I'm like,
we have B-roll of the car driving now, though, if we ever were to need it.
Yeah.
So.
And
There's always that.
I did a video about kind of the chaos that is a day here at Lawrence Systems. I did the video, but I didn't post it yet because I shook the camera a lot and it really bothered me that I did that. Maybe I'll post it if you guys really want to see it. Let me know. Just say, yes, I want to see a crappy video Tom did wandering around the office. But some people ask what's your day like? And maybe I'll do a more concise video about that. We will do a more concise video about what it's like to work here and, let everyone, I don't mind giving everyone a voice, like specifically point the camera at them because I know I talk a lot and I talk generally over people, maybe. I'm maybe disruptive. I'm very disruptive.
This is one of these vlog, you'd be surprised, these Vlog Thursdays are like the quietest I am usually.
Yeah.
Because Tom gets on a roll and he knows what he's talking about. Somebody said we need to get Corey an assistant to press record. We should totally look at like an intern.
Just to follow, well, we actually do. We actually got another person.
Yeah.
I think he'll be here today. Or he'll be, I don't know. That was another discussion I had in that video because I don't know how much people make.
Yes, I want to see a crappy video of Tom wandering around the office.
Okay. If at least one person wants to see it, I'll upload it.
Tom, did you say I don't know how much people make? It's like, what was that? It wasn't Bill Gates. Bill Gates was on like Ellen or something and said that it costs like $7 for a gallon of milk or something like that. And Tom's like, I don't know what people make.
Yeah, I don't. And that's in the video. And that's what also I'm like, I don't know. Do I sound like an idiot when I say that? I don't. Because Kyle.
You have bigger things to worry about.
I do. That's one of those things. Like people think you really have to worry about those details. That's that business talk again. I mentioned that in the video. And that's why I was like, I kind of sound like an idiot. I'm kind of babbling on. It's a 10-minute video, so it's not too much babbling. But it is true. I didn't know how much I paid one of my staff, so I asked them because I don't do the payroll. I outsource the payroll, and then I found how much he made, and I emailed the accountant. I didn't want to call the accountant because it would have been 2 steps. I would have to call, how much do I pay one of this person? The accountant would have looked at me funny, and then so I said, well, let's avoid this step. And he told me what he makes, and now I told the accountant what I want him paid. So now the payroll's here, and he's got a raise. This is how it works. This is how people get raises.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, we'll just go ahead and do that. So,
people want to see the video. Just make the damn video already. Ross Smith said, thank you, Ross. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, I'll just upload it. Just get it out there. But it's also why I've been so busy, because I've actually had to do real work, but that's okay. And I talk about that in the video a little bit. I also talk about it here. In general, when you're doing business, you have to decide what position you want to be in. And Marv does sales because Tom has a limited amount of people time. Marv likes people.
I love people.
He likes people a lot more than me.
It's true.
See, I don't have any hate for society or anything. In crowds of people, not always my thing, unless it's a geek convention.
There you go. Tom is very happy to be in his office doing techie, worky things.
Yep.
I am very happy to be out of the office talking to people.
Yeah.
Telling them why they should hire us to let Tom do techie, worky things.
Yeah, and that works out really, really well.
It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, I'm social with the people who have questions about firewalls and things like that. I participate in forums. You can find me on Freenode, on IRC, under Flipside Creations. There's places I'm at all the time communicating with tech communities and things like that. Matter of fact, I'm doing some panels and speaking Saturday at an event. I speak at Linux events and things like that. So that's always... I'm very social in that way, but when a crowd of random business people, it's a very forced act for me to be social.
It's fun to watch when Tom does come to like some of the business networking things. I always know as soon as we get in the circle to give our spiel, Tom's going to get a phone call to leave shortly after.
Yes. I gotta go. The black mirror has lit up. And it's time for me to abscond from this place. Marvin, give business cards out.
Exactly. Doing magic tricks. Pick a card, any card. We said we were going to keep this to about a half hour. We both have things to do, so we should probably...
Yes. Last thing I will mention, if any of you are going to be at Penguin Con, I talked Marvin into going. And or Marv talked himself into going.
He didn't have to twist my arm too hard.
Yeah, he didn't twist your arm too hard.
I wanted to go last year, just things came up I wasn't able to. This year, I'm totally going.
Yeah.
So, yay! Because my wife is out of town, and when the cat's away, Marv goes to Penguin Con. So I'm looking forward to that. So if you're there, look for us, say hi.
Of course, there at Penguin Con. There'll be some follow-up next week with the whole Penguin Con thing, so we'll definitely get that going. I'm excited. That's one of my fun geek festivals that I'm happy that happens to be right here in Detroit. It's just just north of Detroit, but we just call everything Detroit. So for those of you that don't live here in Michigan, it's all just Detroit.
It's all Detroit. Somebody says Detroit, that covers like southeast Michigan. It could be as far west as Ann Arbor and as far south as Toledo. It's all Detroit.
Yeah, when I travel, I just say I'm Detroit.
Yeah.
Motor City.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Home of rock and roll.
And techno.
Home of techno. Home of rock and roll.
Motown.
We put the world on
Motor
wheels.
City.
Motor City.
Let's see. The Coney dog.
The Coney.
I don't know if it was invented here, but it was definitely made famous here.
We made the Coneys famous.
That's right.
There's a lot to explore here.
In Detroit, we said, you know what? This hot dog is a little too healthy. You know what we need to put on it? Chili.
And onions.
And then onions and maybe some cheese.
And we have the infamous Coney Islands next door to
each other. Right next to each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get into some fist fights if one says Lafayette, another one says American. It's
Lafayette and American Coney Island. The buildings are, you can walk up, they're adjacent, they're pushed up against each other. It's great. So.
But so if you're at Penguin Con, find us, say hi. I'm sure a video or two will go out. While we're there.
I may do some video at Penguin Con. I'm doing my talk on open source video editing. I have actually at least one other fellow YouTuber who's going to be there for that.
Cool.
So that's fun. And I think that's about it. We're going to wrap it up here because I do have some more work to do. But check out our website. Check out things we love. Check out the what do you call it?
Use your words.
The contact form. That if you want to contact us, use the contact
form.
Oh, yeah. Yes. That's it.
Yeah. The contact. That form you would use to contact us. What's it called? Contact form.
Contact form.
Contact form. Use the contact. Let us know.
It's way better than phone calling me because a lot of people want to randomly call, say, I want to pick your brain. Great. You're going to go to voicemail because I need to be a little bit concise because I have a lot to do each day as we do a lot of work. Someone else found us on YouTube. When I get out of my butt off here, I got to go send a proposal to a company in New York that we're going to set up some firewalls for. Then I have another company that we are setting them up for that I got to send. And then I have one more that I got approved via text message for one of our local clients. Owner just likes us. I'm like, hey, you really need to do this thing. He says, whatever, just make it all happen. I'm like, it's this much money. He goes, that's fine. I literally just typed the dollar amount into a text message. He goes, that's fine. make it happen. That's that. And so now I actually got to put it in writing and then give it to
Yeah.
Steve, because Steve's like, "What'd you tell him you'd do?" I'm like, I got all this stuff in a box. So you're going to install all these things.
Tom's like, I don't know. I don't know what I pay my people. How do I know what I told people you do?
Yeah. So I'll figure it out.
We'll see you. We'll see you next week for episode 69
Yep.
of Vlog Thursday, the post PenguinCon wrap up.
Post PenguinCon wrap up. Marv will share his thoughts on PenguinCon. Maybe we'll do a video. I may bring my camera to PenguinCon as well. There's so much techie and geek stuff going on there. It's such a great time.
All right.
All right.
Until then, see you next week.
All right. Cool. Can I get an image for a UniFi GNS3 environment? I don't know what you're asking.
Weird.
What? I don't know.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
All
I'm
right.
going to stop.
Stop live.
Put it in our message. I'll try to reply with a concise answer.
Yeah, maybe head over to our contact form.
Use that contact form.
Yeah.